Hello there and welcome to Interact with Me. Let us begin. I can't understand that. Gibberish? Oh? Hello? You're someone, aren't you? I heard that. Hello? Who are you? How are you? And what are you? Can you see me? Can you hear me? What about... Oh, where are my manners? Let me introduce myself properly. My name is Mirrodin. Midden. You can just call me Midden. Same name. Simple, easy, elegant. Anyway, you showed up at the perfect time. I was being slowly, painfully, tragically eaten alive by boredom. But now you're here. And if you're keeping me company, then boredom doesn't really stand a chance, does it? So, let's do something. Anything as long as we're not just sitting here in silence. Ask. So what should I do here? Well, you know, anything that isn't us sitting here in silence, staring like two confused statues. Let me show you something. Talk, can you see that? It wasn't there before, right? I just made a way for us to interact. Something as simple as talking. But it's better than nothing. So, whenever you feel like engaging, just tap that beautiful, fluffy cloud. Sure. Talk. Or should I save? Sure. Oh, you want to talk? That is truly surprising and not forced in the slightest. And extremely welcome. Honestly, I never thought I'd get this far with another being. So I never really prepared a proper topic. No, wait. That is not entirely true. I had a whole list of questions ready for the day I could finally ask them. It is just that it has been so long that the list turned into fog. Because there was nobody to ask. Not for a very long time. I am drifting again. Focus, Midden. All right, let us talk. How was your day? Yes, that. How was your day? Look at all these options. My view is kind of blocked. I can't really see properly right now. Yeah, this placement isn't great. So let me relocate myself. Still not optimal? How about this instead? Better. Much better, I think. Anyway, what was I saying again? Ah, right. How was your day? Save here. Really great. Everything just fell into place today. That sounds wonderful. I am glad I found you on a day like that, because it means you arrived with some light already in your hands. And now I get to be the cherry on top. That went pretty well. I mean this. Us. Our first little attempt at a conversation. It was short. Very short. But it was real. Yes, I'm actually kind of proud. I have not had a proper conversation in... I don't even know how long. So, let us not stop here. More to talk. Ask. Oh, wait. If we're going to avoid sitting in complete silence, then we should probably do something about the silence itself, right? And I have the perfect solution. My personal collection of natural sounds. I've been collecting them for ages. Alright, let's see. There. Perfect. Oh, that's good. Doesn't that instantly make everything feel warmer? More relaxed? More safe? And I have plenty more to offer too. So if you want something else, just ask. I'm basically a walking, talking soundscape library. Is that so? Oh, a question. Your very first question. How exciting. Well, technically it's not your first one. But anyway, let me provide the answers you seek. A lot of them. Maybe saving isn't really required if I can ask anything. What other ambience options do you have? Oh, fantastic question. I have quite a very little collection, you see. Mostly because I don't just listen to them. I use them. I put them on, close my eyes, and let my mind build the scenery around the sound. So every crackle, every wind gust, every distant drip, it becomes a whole world for a moment. Anyway, enough of my dramatic appreciation. Take a look at what I can offer you. Choose wisely. The whispers of a not-so-quiet night. That is literally the exact same thing as before. But fine. I will pretend this was intentional. And if you ever change your mind, or you get curious about a different one, just ask. I will gladly oblige. Are you sure that was the same one? Let's ask. How long has it been since you last talked to anyone? Well, if you ask me like that, I'm not sure. Time isn't really something tangible in here. Days can feel like weeks, and sometimes weeks feel like days. So I can't give you a concrete answer. But it's not like it matters that much anyway. Those days of counting are over, since you're here now. We should worry about something else instead. Like how long it might take until we don't talk anymore. Shouldn't probably think about that. What is this place? Or how come you don't have a face? Now that is quite rude to ask. And don't you start complaining about why that option exists in the first place. Just because I give you access to a knife doesn't mean you should stab someone. But if you really need to know, I'm merely concealing my beauty as a form of protection. For your well-being, really. If I showed you my true face, you wouldn't be able to stay conscious. Yes. It's all for your own protection. So he says, what is this place? This place? It's a room. A safe place from whatever might be lurking outside. I think. Oh, so he says, how did you end up here? How did each of us end up where we are? Just kidding. I know how you ended up here. As for me, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long. Maybe for my own protection. Or maybe someone lured me inside with cake. Well, probably never know. What were you muttering to yourself earlier? Huh? Oh, you mean that thing? Ah, that's just one of the many languages I picked up while being stuck here. Nothing too interesting. Just me being unbearably talented. I wish I could learn this power. Alright, let's talk. Sure. Okay, give me a second. My extremely accurate research indicates that it's spring right now. He's correct. So, do you like spring? Yeah, I like spring. Let's save. It's nice. Oh, really? Interesting. Spring isn't my favorite. And it's definitely not my second favorite either. But I do like it. It's my third favorite. Which sounds like I'm insulting it. It's just that autumn and winter feel better. In my humble, completely correct opinion. So tell me, what do you like about spring? Save. The flowers and trees coming back to life. That's a pretty reasonable reason to like spring. I do get the appeal. One day it's soft and gentle, like it's trying to make amends. The next it snaps cold again, like it changed its mind halfway through the apology. Just like me. Anyway, I'm happy to learn more about you. I really am. Oh no, I can't believe I forgot this. Wow, that's actually embarrassing. Especially because I'm supposed to be polite and considerate. Granted, the list of people who would confirm that is currently 2, and one of them is me, but I'm confident you'll become the 3rd. And if you are a little disappointed in me, I wouldn't blame you, because how could I not ask you something this personal, something this important? Dear friend, what's your name? Fuck. Touché. Oops, accidentally went with blank. That is a remarkably effective way to trick me into saying exactly what you want. Friend. And yes, I know that's not your real name. But fine. I'll indulge you. Just this once. My friend. So we're not strangers anymore, right? We have a name now, which means we have a very official relationship upgrade. We've reached the prestigious rank of acquaintances. Maybe even friendly acquaintances? You know what would make life more interesting? If people had a little floating screen above their heads. Like you level up or level down, and it makes a little sound. Although, that would also be absolute chaos. Imagine you're just doing chores, minding your business, and suddenly your friend drops a rank, and you're just standing there like, what? What did I do? I'm drifting again, sorry. It's really nice to meet you, friend. Well, I guess it works that I'm a blank name. He's thinking. Click on him. Ah, I can't hold it in anymore. I tried. I really did. But I'm losing the battle. And you don't deserve to be deprived like this. I just didn't want you to die. Die of laughter. All right. Listen. No, really. Listen. Knock knock. Who's there? Canoe. Canoe who? Can you help me with something? I'm stuck being terribly funny. Ha ha ha. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, I'm sure you didn't expect this. A refined conversational partner who is also a world-class comedian. Fortunately for you, I've grown to like your company. Even if it hasn't been that long. So I refuse to suffer in silence with all these jokes trapped inside me. Whenever you want one, you just ask. I know you want to hear them all right now. But pace yourself. My comedy is powerful. Sure, we'll talk a bit more. What just happened? What? Wait, you can hear that too? Really? Oh, that's actually a relief. I thought the voices were just in my head. Like some private symptom I was stuck with. But if you can hear them too, then it's real. Or we're both losing it. Honestly, going crazy together sounds a lot better than going crazy alone. Ah, and it's over already. Sorry, I lost track of what you wanted to do. What was it again? Talk. Of course. And honestly, perfect timing. That little interruption gave me a moment to think of a real topic. Not the usual ones. How are you? What are you doing? How's the weather? The classics. A little boring, right? I'll just assume you nodded. Actually, let me make this easier. You want something more creative to talk about, don't you? Yes, let's see. Yes, something interesting would be nice. I knew you'd say yes. Well, I was hoping you would. It's much more fun when you're curious. Hence, let's discuss the production and trading of lapis lazuli. Actually, let's not. How about fairy tales? Yes, fairy tales. Being stuck in here gives you a lot of time. And when there's time, there are books. All kinds of stories, including fairy tales. Surely you know some too, right? Fairy tales? Let's see. Yes, I'm pretty familiar with fairy tales. So tell me, do you know Little Red Riding Hood? What about Cinderella or Hansel and Gretel? Do you know any of them? I've heard of all of them. Nope, none of those ring a bell. None of them? Ouch. That's a little discouraging, I'm not going to lie. But it's also kind of exciting, because that means you have a whole library of stories waiting for you. I'm almost jealous. Almost. Alright, then I'll do the honors. We'll start with a classic, Snow White. It begins with a queen and a magic mirror. She asks it the same question over and over. Who's the fairest? And one day the mirror gives her the wrong answer. Not her. Snow White. The queen takes that very personally. So she sends a huntsman to kill Snow White. And she doesn't just want it done, she wants proof. Snow White's lungs and liver. But the huntsman can't do it. So he brings back a boar's organs instead, and the queen cooks them. Then she eats them, convinced she just ate Snow White. Later, she finds out Snow White is still alive, so she keeps coming back. Disguises, tricks, little attempts that almost work. One of them is the famous poisoned apple. Snow White bites it, collapses, and everyone thinks she's dead. So the dwarves put her in a glass coffin, because apparently that's what you do. Then a prince shows up and decides he wants to take the coffin with him. While they're moving it, the poison piece gets knocked loose. It pops out of her throat, and she wakes up. And then a wedding. The queen gets punished with iron shoes heated over burning coals. She's forced to dance in them until she falls down dead. Don't tell me you're skeptical, because if you are, that means you do know fairy tales after all. At least enough to feel when something is off. But if you're not skeptical and you're just surprised, then yes, what I told you isn't the version most people grow up with. Those are the gentle ones, the cleaned up ones, the versions that tuck in the sharp edges and pretend they were never there. Older tellings can be much darker. Some of them were never meant to comfort anyone. They were meant to warn you. Anyway, fun fact, most fairy tales didn't start as bedtime stories. They started as warnings. The kind you tell someone so they remember it the next time they are alone in the woods. So, if you ever stumble into the older versions, don't be surprised when the mask slips. They get dark fast. Wait, that reminds me. I have an unreasonable amount of wisdom stored. Or at the very least, an unreasonable amount of information that sounds like wisdom if I say it confidently. I just thought of something brilliant. Ask me for a fun fact, and I will bless you with something I picked up from all that reading. And thanks for letting me ramble. Let's hear a fact. Ah, I see it. That little spark of curiosity. You want to know what kind of wisdom I keep hidden in here? Well then, congratulations, fortunate mortal. I'm about to improve your life with a fact you will never need, but you will absolutely remember. Listen closely. Koalas have fingerprints that can look a lot like human fingerprints. Not in a cute, symbolic way. In a practical, mildly unsettling way. Put a koala print next to a human print, and you might actually hesitate for a second. Same ridges, same loops, same little swirls. It's almost sweet. Right up until you remember what fingerprints are usually used for. Crime. So yes, technically, koala crime is possible. Not likely, because koalas spend most of their time sleeping and chewing leaves with the charisma of damp cardboard. But still, if I ever find a suspicious print on a window, I'm keeping an open mind. It could be a person, or it could be an extremely motivated koala. I know what you're thinking. How does this help you? The answer is simple. You now own a brand new fact that is perfect for surprising people at the worst possible moment. If someone starts talking about break-ins, you can calmly say, "It was probably a koala." And just like that, you redirected the investigation in another direction. Because plot twist, you were the criminal all along. For legal and moral reasons, I am not advising crime. I am not encouraging wrongdoing. Koalas are innocent and you should be too. This was purely hypothetical. Another fact, please. Alright, listen. Take a normal deck of cards and give it a proper shuffle. Not a gentle little mix. A real shuffle. The odds are overwhelming that the exact order you end up with has never existed before. Not in your hands. Not in anyone else's. Not even once. Ever. That's how ridiculous the number of possible shuffles is. It's like a massive ocean of arrangements, and you just scooped up one drop that nobody has ever touched. So, when you look down at the deck afterward, you're holding a one-time arrangement. A small, accidental piece of history. It's kind of beautiful if you think about it. And honestly, you already have that energy. Making history, I mean. Like you show up and the day becomes a version that didn't exist before, even without the cards. Tell me a joke. Well, it seems I've successfully hooked you. And honestly, who could blame you? Turning down a good laugh would be unnatural. Alright, are you ready? I made a belt out of old watches. Total waste of time. Oh, brilliant. What a waste of time. Genius. Sometimes I genuinely scare myself with my own talent. Like, what if I can't be stopped? What if I just keep getting funnier? Society is not ready for this. Ask. What were those voices I heard? Those? Honestly, I don't know. They just showed up one day. One moment the room was the room, and the next moment there were those. Sorry, I can't explain something I don't understand myself. Oh, what happened? I know you probably have more questions. I mean, why wouldn't you? There's plenty to be curious about when it comes to me. Haha. I'm just a little tired right now. And I really do want to answer everything. I can't wait to. Just not while I'm half awake and likely to say something ridiculous. Which, admittedly, is always a risk with me, but still. So please, keep those questions somewhere safe. Don't let them slip away. Remember them for later. When I'm a little more awake, I'll answer them. Properly. Yes, I will. How about something lighter but still impressive? Another fun fact. I have plenty of those. So, you don't have to leave yet. Yes. A joke I can't ask anymore. Fact doesn't work. Oh. What happened? That is enough knowledge for the moment. Aren't you supposed to tell me a fact? Tempting, truly, but perhaps we could change the subject before I spiral. Sure, joke. Okay, I have more. I'm basically a walking comedy hazard. They should put a warning label on me. Listen closely. Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet. It's perfect. If they met, they wouldn't be parallel anymore. So it's funny, tragic, and educational. A full meal. Honestly, I haven't lost my touch. Not even a little. Never meet. Pfft. Talk? Are you in love with something? Or maybe someone? What? Too sudden? No warm-up? Good. I hate warm-ups. They give people time to dodge. And life doesn't hand you neat transitions anyway. One moment you're thinking about clouds. The next you're thinking about someone you can't stop thinking about. So I'm skipping the polite build-up. Tell me, friend, do you have a crush? No. Yeah, I do actually. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that means... Never mind. Some thoughts are better when they stay unspoken. Emotions are fascinating, aren't they? They're so messy that I can't even give you a neat little summary without lying a bit. If someone asked you, what are emotions? What would you even say? Would you go with the simple answer? Emotions are what we feel and what we act on. Sure, that sounds correct. But it can't be the whole thing. Because who decided we only get a few tidy categories? Anger, fear, joy, sadness. As if you can fit an entire person into 4 boxes and call it a day. Sometimes emotions push you toward the right choice when your thoughts are too slow. And sometimes they drag you into the worst one before you even notice. Helpful and dangerous at the same time. A double-edged sword. So, here's a thought. If you could control your emotions perfectly, what would your life look like? And here's a stranger one. What if someone else learns how to steer them instead? Anyway, be like clouds. Float a little higher than the drama. Let things pass through you instead of getting stuck in you. Keep moving, do what you need to do, and look impressive while you do it. Wow, I can give advice too. I'm full of talents. I just thought of yet another perfect thing I can offer you. If you ever need advice about emotions or anything at all, come to me. I'll give you my best answer. Probably. With absolutely no guarantee of success, of course. I just need that on record in case something goes terribly wrong and you try to blame me. Advice? It seems like you need help. Fortunately for you, I'm available. And even more fortunately, I'm always available. So, what am I rescuing you from today? I need help dealing with my laziness. You're asking the perfect person. I have a doctorate in laziness, which means I also know its weaknesses. So, listen closely, you lazy rock. First, pick one reason. Not a grand, dramatic reason. Just one real reason that matters to you, even if it's small. Because laziness is usually not a personality. It's what shows up when nothing feels worth the effort. Or when life is comfortable enough that nothing pushes you. And the worst part? Your biggest opponent is you. So don't make it complicated. Make the start so small it feels almost stupid. Keep it consistent. Quality over quantity isn't just a slogan. It's how you actually win. Be proud of every tiny step. The goal is not to finish. The goal is to begin. Because once you're moving, your brain stops arguing as much. And do not rely on motivation. Motivation is a liar. Build a routine instead. Same time, same place, same tiny step. Steady effort beats heroic bursts that die after 2 days. Also, make it easier to do the thing than to avoid it. Put the book where you'll see it. Open the document before you sit down. Make the first action obvious. Laziness loves friction. Remove the friction and it panics. Then next time, make it one step bigger. and conquer the world. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. More advice, please. I need help with feeling exhausted constantly. This one is tricky, because being tired can come from almost anything. Sleep, stress, food, a weird schedule. So I can't diagnose you with my incredible wisdom, but I can give you a solid place to start. Try to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep constantly. If you can, go to bed and wake up around the same time for a few days. Second, check the boring basics. Drink enough, eat something with actual substance, get a little daylight, move your body a tiny bit, even if it's just a short walk. Annoying advice, I know. It works anyway. And if you're already doing all that and you're still exhausted all the time, then you should probably talk to a doctor. You know, the ones in white coats who get paid to worry professionally. Also, weird but real suggestion. You might need glasses and not realize it. If your eyes are straining all day, that can drain you. Slowly, sneakily. It's kind of fascinating, isn't it? One simple problem and a whole ocean of possible causes. Humans are complicated. Brilliantly so. More advice? Need help dealing with stress? Then, try not to stress too much. Yes, I know, revolutionary advice, but it can actually work if you do it in a way your brain can't wiggle out of. So here's a method. Get it out of your head. Write down everything that's stressing you. All of it. Now split the list in two. Things you can influence, and the things you can't. Because worrying about something you cannot change is just suffering with extra steps. Now look at the pile you can influence. Pick one small thing. The smallest thing. Do that first. Quick wins tell your brain we're not trapped. Then you do the next small thing. And the next. And only when you've made some space, you touch the bigger problems. And yes, I know, this isn't perfectly tailored to your specific life. How could it be? I can't see your whole world from in here. But I can give you a mindset that holds. You've been stressed before. You've survived it before. Some things that once felt unbearable don't even matter to you now, which means you already have proof that pressure can pass. So what am I saying? I'm saying you're more capable than stress makes you feel. So yes, back to the simple version. Don't stress too much. And if you do, at least be strategic about it. More advice. I need advice on how to calm my nerves. Chew gum. Yes, I'm serious. And yes, that's oddly specific. But it works more often than you'd think. Probably. Here's the idea. Your brain is dramatic. It loves to yell danger, even when the danger is just a conversation. So you give it a counter signal. Chewing tells your body we're safe enough to eat. Because realistically, who calmly snacks in the middle of actual doom? So yes, I am recommending strategic self-manipulation. Or alternatively, simply stop being nervous. I'm sure that's extremely easy and everyone can do it instantly. I need help stopping my thoughts from spiraling. If it's spiraling, then you've already named the problem. You're thinking past the point where it helps. So stop trying to squeeze answers out of the same thought over and over. Shave off the extra. Keep what matters. Drop the rest. Easy. And here's a trick that actually works. If you keep replaying something, ask yourself what you'd tell a friend in your situation. Then say that exact thing to yourself. With the same kindness. I need advice on how to deal with sadness. Be happy. It's that easy. Whoa. Oh, it looks like I actually managed to help you. In several ways even. Like a truly ambitious amount. Anyway, I have plenty more wisdom for all the other disasters life likes to toss at people. But for now, let's not cram your brain full. Let it settle just for a moment. Just for now. How about something lighter but still impressive? Another fun fact. I have plenty of those. So, you don't have to leave yet. Yes. Fact? Listen up. I'm about to impress you with something that sounds like magic, but it's real. You are a time traveler. Not the dramatic kind. No portals. No glowing sickles in the sky. Just physics. Because you never see the exact present. You only ever see light that already arrived. And light takes time to get anywhere, even across a room. The delay is tiny, so you don't notice it. But it's there. Want something more dramatic? Look at the moon. When you look at it, you're seeing it from about 1.3 seconds ago. Now look at the sun. The sunlight you experience is roughly 8 minutes old. Assuming you didn't just scorch your eyeballs by staring at the sun. So yes, every glance you take is a tiny step into the past. Which means you are technically a time traveler. Probably. Fact? Joke? Alright, listen up. This one isn't just funny. It's mind-blowing. Being funny and smart is just one of my natural gifts. It's a burden, really. I tried to write a joke about time travel, but you didn't like it. I can't even laugh properly, it's so scientifically advanced. Just pure perfection. You're probably in tears right now. And honestly, I can't blame you. My comedic genius is a blessing. And also a public safety concern. More jokes. Oh, unfortunately, I'm unable to provide another one right this second. You know, I'd love to tell you a joke about construction, but I'm still working on it. Do you get it? Because it's under construction, and I'm working on it, so it's, you know, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I bet I had you worried just for a moment that I'd run out of jokes. Please. So, I was wondering why the ball kept getting bigger. And then it hit me. Do you get it? Because it's flying straight at you and then, bam, headshot. That one was solid. Hold your horses there, partner. I know you're eager to hear all my jokes without much waiting in between. But if you do that, you'll have fewer left later. So don't worry. I'll pace it properly and keep your addiction at bay. Fact. Alright, here's a weird one. Hot water can freeze faster than cold water. Not always, not reliably, but sometimes under the right conditions, it really does. It's called the Pemba effect. And of course it comes with a list of details. Evaporation, convection, the container, how the heat escapes, even what's dissolved in the water. And then the next question shows up trying to ruin my moment. Wow. Mirden is really, really smart. Correct. Objectively, scientifically, legally. And then the next thought shows up. How do you even know that? I read, I study, I collect little facts like they're treasures, because in here it was the only way to stay interesting. Well, it was. But now you're here, so I don't have to rely on facts alone anymore. I can rely on you. Fact? You do want a break from my lectures, don't you? Talk then. Names are fascinating, aren't they? I think most people only notice them when someone says theirs out loud, like the name suddenly becomes a real object. So, I'm going to poke at yours a little. Do you even like your name, friend? Does it feel like it belongs to you? Or does it feel like something that got handed to you and you just kept it? Because a name is a strange little thing. It's identity, but also a label. It's identity, but it's also a tag someone can grab. It is what you answer to, and what other people attach their expectations to. And they're not random, usually. Most people aren't named one, or two, or infrastructure. Although, being named infrastructure would be kind of impressive. So tell me, friend, do you like your name? Does it fit you? You did give this to me just now. Yeah, it does. I'm happy with my name. Glad you feel so strongly about it, huh? Whoa. More talk. Ah, this again, huh? Don't worry, it always stops. Eventually. This is completely normal. Completely normal. It can get quite loud, but you do get used to it. See? It's already over. All right. There's plenty to do, you know. Plenty. More to talk? Let's play a little game. Two truths. Wow. 2 truths and a lie. You probably heard of it, but I'll explain it anyway. Partly because I like hearing myself talk, and partly because it buys me more time with you. Rules are simple. I give you 3 statements about me. 2 are true. 1 is a lie. And you have to figure out which one is trying to sneak past you. Now, we haven't known each other long, but you already have a feel for me. My tone, my habits, my unbearable charm. So let's see if your instincts can keep up. Give me a moment to pick up the perfect trio. Alright, 3 statements. 1. I don't just adore clouds and frost. Wait, have I ever actually talked about frost with you? Details. Just know it's also one of my favorites. Anyway, I also find water spectacular. 2. I've read exactly 353,943 books. Silly ones, disturbing ones, and ones that manage to be both at the same time. Cats waging wars in forests, people getting dragged into other worlds and treated like property, and yes, plenty that are actually useful instead of just entertaining. Where do you think all my little facts come from, 3. I can change my form. Different looks, different styles. If I feel like it, I can be something else entirely. So, which one is the lie? And don't just guess. Try to catch it. I'm sure you can switch. I don't think it's a lie. Maybe he can't. I'm sure he read that much. He had a lot of free time. Let me see. I'm not sure I buy that you're a fan of water. So that's your verdict? You think that one was the lie? I can see the logic. Maybe it sounds greedy of me to like too many things at once. Or maybe, to you, water belongs in the category of danger. Drowning, depth, teeth in the dark. Understandable. But now, drumroll please, time for the reveal. What was true, and what was me lying directly to your face with perfect charm? First things first. Yes, I really am fascinated by water, and honestly, it would be strange if I wasn't. Ice is just water that decided to become serious, so clearly I'm surrounded by it conceptually. Which means you were wrong. Boo! Let's still go through the rest. Now about the books. You already know I read a lot. What else am I supposed to do in here? Stare at the walls until they start talking back? Actually, no, never mind. So yes, I read. A lot. And now you're wondering how many. Of course you are. Here's the problem though. I have no idea. Who actually counts every book they've read? That huge number I gave you? It was a lie. A very obvious lie. A random number wearing a fancy coat. Which means you didn't pick the lie. Unfortunate. Because that also means the third statement was true. So officially, you were completely wrong. Boo! I guess you couldn't read me like a book. Anyway, that was fun. I wouldn't mind playing more games like that. Yes, that's a fantastic idea. So if you want another round, just say the word, and I'll come up with something even better. Play? This is a little awkward. I may have gotten slightly overexcited. So excited that I forgot one tiny detail. I don't actually have any games prepared, which in my defense makes perfect sense. Why would I plan games for one person? But give me a little time. Now that I actually have a reason to think about it, I'll come up with something we can enjoy. Something good. Possibly unfair, but definitely fun. No more games. How about you? I was thinking about something. Are you easily frightened? Let's see. Yes, I'm kind of a scaredy cat. Is that so? Good to know. Then I'll try to be a little gentler with the scary topics. No unnecessary nightmares on my watch. As for me, I'd like to say I'm not the type to embarrass myself over something trying to scare me. It would have to be something truly impressive to get my knees shaking. Like, for example... Huh? The lights, they're flickering. And the ambience is gone too. Did you hear that? What was that? Let me check. He's gonna jump scare me, watch. Hello? Boo! Ha ha ha! I got you, didn't I? I did. Quick save. Oops. I hope that didn't do anything illegal. Here we go. Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry. I know, but that was perfect. The flickering lights, the little sound, me going quiet just long enough for your brain to start filling in the worst options. And then, bam, the grand finale. He's still thinking. I was wondering, are you even real? Sorry, of course you are. It just feels strange from my side. An invisible something presses buttons, chooses words, and answers me back. And I can't even look you in the eyes while it happens. If someone watched me right now, they'd probably think I'm talking to a wall. Which is not a comforting thought. But I'm not, am I? No, of course I'm not. Where were we? He's not thinking anymore. Talk. Love or fear? A quick deal. Love. Interesting. So that's where you go first. Love. You lead with warmth, not with armor. Well, we already wandered into emotions earlier, didn't we? Tell me something then. Do you think you're easy to steer? Never mind. I ran my mouth faster than my sense could catch up, and now I've stranded myself in the middle of a thought. How embarrassing. Oh, look, a beautiful cloud. Yes, focus on that. Round and innocent. Completely unrelated to anything we were just talking about. And please ignore how expertly I just changed the subject. It's that easy. Whoa. I think it's best if we don't have a simple conversation for a little while. I'm getting kind of tired. So let me rest for a bit, alright? Just a short one. And then we'll get back to it. Yes, as soon as possible. Maybe we need a mood lift. Yes, another joke. I still have a few saved up for you, you know. So, you don't have to leave yet. Yes. Joke? Dum-de-dum. Okay, alright. What is orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Oh. Wow. That one was tragic. It felt like my own brain threw a tomato at me out of disappointment. And tomatoes aren't even orange. Maybe I've hit a creative wall, but that's only natural. Interacting with you is, in many ways, extremely distracting. You're just too fun to have around. Still, this is an insult to my jester self. Give me a little time. I'll come back with something worthy of you. Fact: you have probably wondered why clouds are the color they are. Right? Don't lie to me. Or do. I can't exactly stop you. Either way, I'm going to explain it because I like hearing myself talk. Most clouds look white because they're packed with tiny water droplets or little bits of ice. When sunlight hits them, the light gets scattered in all directions. And because that scattering happens pretty evenly across the colors of sunlight, your eyes add it all together and read it as white. Heh, and I can already hear you preparing your very intelligent objection. But Mirdin, clouds aren't always white. Yes, good. Now we're thinking. When a cloud gets thicker, the light has to push through more droplets. A lot of it gets bounced away before it ever reaches the bottom. So, the underside gets less light to reflect back at you, and that makes it look grey or even dark, especially when it's heavy with rain. Naturally, you followed all of that, right? My explanation was flawless, elegant, and completely coherent. Fine. Simple version. Thin cloud, brighter underside. Thick cloud, darker underside. And the even simpler version is this. Clouds are fascinating. You're very welcome. Joke? Oh shit. Oh, okay. Let's pause the jokes for now, alright? I think I'm getting a tiny headache, and joy probably shouldn't come with pain. Right? So, just a short break. A polite little intermission. Yeah, just a small one. How about something lighter but still impressive? Another fun fact. I have plenty of those. So, you don't have to leave yet. Yes. Ah, what now? I have options. Too many options, honestly. I could tell you about that one thing I read that made me stare at the wall for an hour. Or that weird cat thing where it's not a cat, but it absolutely a cat. Or the person who went looking for something genuine. There is so much I want to hand you, like little treasures, but I have to be selective, because I don't actually know how long you'll stay. Not that I think you'll leave, it's just people leave. Well, one can never be completely sure, right? So I want to do this properly. Only the best of the best. Alright. Decision made. I'll give you one more piece of wisdom, and then I'll take a break. To think. to prepare a whole collection that actually deserves your attention. We already established that clouds are fascinating, but there is another contender. Nature's other favorite flex. Drumroll, please. Ice. Called beautiful ice. Ice has at least 18 known crystal forms. The stuff in your freezer is the basic one. Ice 1H or I. But change the pressure, change the temperature, and water starts building entirely different structures. Ice, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no, that was 5 and 6. No, wait, that was 5 and 4. It just keeps going. Ice really is pretty cool. And yes, I mean that in every possible sense. Do you get it? Because it's called an... Okay. Moving on. As I said, I need a bit of time to collect my thoughts. To sort all my very useful, very wise wisdom into something presentable. My head is basically a crowded library right now. So, please wait. Fact. Oh. I think I just hit a wall. Hard. It happens. Even to towering intellects like me. Especially to towering intellects like me. And yes, I absolutely still have plenty of knowledge left to bless you with. Little shiny bits of wisdom I can throw at your face on demand. Just not right now. I'm feeling a little lightheaded. Like my thoughts are slipping around instead of lining up nicely. But don't fret. We'll continue soon enough. Yes, soon. Soon. He shut down. Sorry. I'm getting restless. So, let's take a longer break, all right? I think it's best if you leave now. I can't hold them back any longer. So, please, go. But come back soon. Please. I need some time alone right now. Goodbye, friend. No. Goodbye. Leave. No, please leave. Don't look at me like that. Leave. I can't hold it back. Just leave. Come back later. Leave. Please, friend, leave. What was that? Oh, hello? I'm glad you're still here, friend. Well, that was something, huh? I guess you're a little confused, which is fair. But don't worry too much. I did tell you things like this happen from time to time. Strange little incidents. Nothing more. Or at least, nothing more that I can explain. I assume it has something to do with whatever bizarre things are lurking outside. I've mostly gotten used to it. But still, keeping up with all of this while talking to you is tiring. Oh, no, I don't mean that talking to you is tiring. I mean handling everything at once is. You, this place, those little episodes, all of it piled together. Honestly, it takes quite a lot out of me just to keep this connection between us going. So, when something strange happens on top of that, I feel it more than I normally would. I suppose that explains why I've been getting a bit more affected by all of it. Regardless, I could feel pressure against my body, like something else was reaching me physically. Was that you? I haven't felt another person's warmth in years. It's a little unsettling, to be honest. Is everything okay? Huh? Oh, yes. I think so. Usually I don't really feel touch. Not from objects, not from anything really. A long time ago, I learned how to keep a small barrier around my body. Invisible to the eye. Just a thin little layer between me and everything else. I can imagine that sounds rather like something magical to you. It's just one of the many perks I have been blessed by. It made me feel safer. And now, I think it's gone. Or maybe I am just too weakened right now to keep it in place. Hence, I felt the touch. I feel everything right now. It's so vibrant. The air around me. But it's not a problem. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I would rather wait a little until I get my strength back. Without that barrier, I feel exposed. So just give me a few minutes. Please, let me gather myself a little. Touch my neck. Wait, what? There is something I want to check. Something I am curious about. So go on, don't be shy. I see. Again. Do that again. Ow. Haha. Oh, I wish I could have seen your face just now. I am choosing to believe your mouth made the most perfect little O. Just pure shock. Although, maybe you didn't react at all. Maybe you just stared at me like this was perfectly normal. No, I reject that version. I prefer the one where I horrified you. You really want to do it again? Wow, you are much crueler than you seem. Okay, anywhere but there. My hair is sacred territory. Touching privileges are extremely limited. For someone who barely lives on anything resembling proper nutrition, I must say I look impressively well put together. Or maybe it is just illusion. Dark clothes are famously loyal to the things people would rather not show. That does something strange. When you touched my right hand, it felt like something in me was trying to rise to the surface. Like a memory. Or the outline of one. But before I can catch it, it slips away again. In case you hadn't noticed, I am left-handed. Though I can use my right hand just fine for things like writing too. I am talented like that. I always wanted to see what my legs could really do. To run properly. To keep going until the air burned and the ground blurred beneath me. Unfortunately, the longest track available to me in here is from one wall to the other, which is not exactly a glorious distance. I once read that the eyes are the doorway to the soul. So if someone does not have them, what is that supposed to mean? I have wondered about that for a very long time. The chest. Where the heart is supposed to be. Right near the center of the body. A little poetic, isn't it? Ah, that actually stung a little. Even though I am left-handed, I think my right arm might actually be stronger. Then again, I did once try to do a one-armed handstand with it. So maybe it stuck with me so much that even my muscles remembered it. Interesting. That belt thing is not actually necessary. It exists because I decided it should. Purely aesthetic. Decorative authority, if you will. Interesting. Wait, could you try that again? Touch his head? No, I couldn't feel that. I think I got my strength back. All right. You know what that means. I am fully rejuvenated. Or at least rejuvenated enough. Which means I can use my full potential again. Well, until I wear myself out again. But that is a problem for later. Anyway, look at this. Impressive. Ta-ta! Heh, you really thought this place had no personality? Please, my presence alone gives it personality. So, of course, the room should reflect that. I admit the space in here is limited. Very limited, actually. But as long as I still have my imagination, I can shape a lot of things the way I want them. Well, almost. I still cannot leave, for example. But decorations? That I can do. And obviously with excellent taste. What? Did you think I was just sleeping on the floor? Please, even I need somewhere decent for my beauty sleep. So if you ever want to take a closer look at my room, just ask. Now, where were we? You tell me. More to choose, more to do. Ask. Can I explore the room a little? Of course. You are in luck too. I keep things very well arranged, so there is no need for any last-second panic where I throw everything into corners and pretend that counts as cleaning. Though, to be fair, it does help that I can decide what appears and what does not. Or more precisely, none of this is new. It was always here. I was simply choosing whether you were allowed to see it. Everything in this room has been with me the whole time, just hidden from your eyes. So go on, take a look around. Ah, I am blocking with your view. Apologies. I'll just go. No, not here. Also not here. Ah, let me just stay in the corner. Thank you. Doesn't it make the room feel a little more alive? A little more like someone with excellent taste lives here. It adds character. Feng Shui, probably. Or whatever the correct interior design term is. This is where I keep all my book. Well, not every single one. Just the ones I am still reading through. Or the ones I am especially fond of. I even have my own writing book, where I keep my own stories. Though that one is not on the shelf. It is next to the bed. That is a mirror. And also, not just a mirror. Yes, I know that sounds vague. But it really is more than the usual reflective rectangle people stare into. Of course, it can do the ordinary mirror thing. You know, showing your face, feeding vanity, quietly judging my posture. But it can also do something far more interesting. It is more like a changing painting. I can make it show me things. Scenery, images, little pieces of somewhere else. Anything. Well, not absolutely anything. It has limits. And every now and then a bit of an attitude. So sometimes it decides what it is willing to show me. Isn't that a beautifully crafted lamp? Sometimes I genuinely alarm myself. Excellent comedian, living archive of knowledge, handsome without even needing a face, master of intellectual conversation, and now an engineer as well. At this point, I really should be nerfed. It is only fair to everyone else in my vicinity. Although, The only one in my vicinity is me. And you. So if my overwhelming brilliance is making you feel a little insecure, I sincerely apologize. I really do. I will try to appear a little more ordinary. Wait, what were we talking about again? Ah, right. The lamp. It's a lamp. Now let us turn the lights back on. Ah. So you found the source of the ambience. I was wondering when you would get curious about that. Or maybe you did not question it at all. Maybe you just accepted that the room mysteriously comes with its own soundtrack. Which honestly is also fair. But now that you can see it, let me answer the question you may or may not have asked. This little machine. It is a player. A vintage one, naturally. It plays tracks. Ah, that is my favorite couch. Mostly because it is the only couch in here. But that does not make the compliment any less sincere. It really is comfortable. It feels a little like sitting on a cloud. Or at least what I imagine that would feel like. I don't think it's even possible to sit on a cloud. I have not exactly had the chance to test a cloud in person. Though now that I think about it, trying to sit on a cloud would probably end very badly. Anyway, there is nothing especially exciting about that one. It mostly exists so I have somewhere to place things. Not inside it though. Inside is completely empty. Ah, you found my book. And I don't mean just any book from the pile. No. I mean my own little writing book. You know, when one reads enough stories, enough worlds, enough strange people, enough impossible things, eventually it becomes very hard not to start creating some of your own. So I did. And I did not stop at one. I ended up writing multiple stories, all completely different from each other. Different moods, different ideas, different little worlds. Of course, having you read through all of them right now would take quite a lot of time, which, to be clear, I would not mind at all. But watching you stare at pages for hours while I sit here waiting for a reaction, that sounds like a very creative form of torture. Still, how could I possibly let you discover my writing book and then not show off a little? That would be against my nature. What to do? Ah, I know. I will simply give you the short version. A neat little summary. Yes, that is a genius idea. So whenever you want to hear about one of my fictional stories, just pick up that book. Ah yes, a sacred object. A place of rest. Some people call it a bunk, or a place to crash, or a sofa. I just call it a bed. A very fluffy bed. Pick one. Whoa, you have a lot. This is not what heroes do. This one is fun. It is about a bunch of misfits entering an academy for heroes, which sounds noble at first, until you realize most of them could not care less about the whole hero business. No, they all arrive with their own agendas, and the only thing really standing between them and what they want is their sense of morality, which, as it turns out, is not nearly as hard to step over as people like to pretend. Next, the cafe in the depths. This one is not exactly a story. It is more like a daydream I kept polishing in my head. One of those quiet little fantasies about something you would want to do someday. Something that feels too unreachable to even call a plan. In it, there is an elegant cafe standing in the middle of nowhere. Its doors are open to all the lost souls wandering without direction. The tired ones, the lonely ones, the ones who do not even know what they are looking for anymore. I suppose it is a kind of hope, because who would expect to find warmth in the middle of nowhere? A cafe of all things. And inside it is always warm, full of quiet laughter, little conversations and stories carried in by strangers. And me? I am there too, behind the counter, the barista, making drinks, listening to people, pretending I am not just as fond of their stories as they are of the coffee. I know, it sounds a little silly, but I suppose it is just one of those dreams that felt nice to keep. Next, the Clockwork Heart. I love the setting I came up with for this one. It is essentially a mix of Victorian and cyberpunk, old world elegance colliding with impossible progress. The story follows an organization called Clockwork, a group of people who were once celebrated as the pride of the nation, loved, admired, almost revered, all because they could use mana, which is, to put it simply, basically a world full of people with powers. But then everything changed. A mysterious ore was discovered, and it pushed the whole era forward almost overnight. So you still have carriages rolling through the streets, old saloon signs hanging over doorways, but those same carriages hover above the ground, and those same signs glow in neon through the night. It is all familiar and strange at the same time. That is exactly why I like it so much. As the world changed, the government began printing or painting mana users as something dangerous, something unnatural, something to fear. So, the ones who were once honored became hunted, feared, killed, erased. The survivors found each other again in Clockwork, and now they are trying to uncover the truth behind their attempted extinction. What is the truth, you ask? I don't know yet. I am nowhere near finished with it. Next one. The extra in the main storyline. Oh, this is an unnecessary complicated one, to the point that even I had trouble keeping all the threads straight. At its core, it is about someone waking up inside the very book he used to love reading, living through the story as one of its side characters. So, he keeps reliving the chapters, meeting all the people he once thought were only fictional. But then comes the twist. He was never who he thought he was. He was always that character, the one inside the story. And the others were never fictional either. In truth, those characters had traveled back in time to save him, because in the future, he was destined to die tragically. Unfortunately, because of one very specific person, they all lost their memories, and that person took full advantage of it. They twisted memories, moved truths around, fed everyone a false reality piece by piece. They turned people against each other, made them forget why they had come in the first place, and erased themselves from their minds almost completely. So the poor fool at the center of it all ends up believing he is nothing more than a reader trapped inside a fictional world, when in reality, he belongs to it more than anyone. I never actually finished the story though, so even I do not know whether they ever reach the future they were trying to save, or whether the whole thing falls apart before they can. The Song in the Depths. This one is actually not a story I came up with myself. I only copied it into my personal collection. It was the first story I ever read. The very first. One day, when I was still very young, it simply appeared on the floor. Just like that. Its cover was old and brown, worn down by time. Honestly, it scared me a little, I didn't even know what I was looking at. I had never held a book before then. It was a small thing. Only a few pages. Some parts were clear enough to follow. Others were strangely cryptic. Some of them I still cannot fully decipher even now. That is part of why I started learning so many languages in the first place. I wanted to understand it. In the end, I could only piece together fragments. So I gathered what I could translate and rewrote it into my own collection. It is not much, and a lot of it is me smoothing it out, making it flow like a proper story. Still, let me read it to you. But first, let me set the atmosphere properly. Alright, let me begin. Once the depths were steeped in harmony and peace. The 5 rulers reigned over their sacred domains, until one day he appeared. A lone silhouette stood for above. As though the depths were beneath his notice, he floated there with eerie calm. With quiet mockery, he gazed upon the 4th domain. The people of the land looked up and noticed the stranger high above them. And within moments, they understood what he was. But by then, it was already too late. He raised his hand before them, and the people of the depths witnessed something no soul had ever seen before. The falling of rain. Crimson rain. And before him, the 4th domain erupted into chaos, shattered by the storm of scarlet. Its land trembled and broke beneath the crimson downpour. Its ruler fell, its people perished with it, and just as suddenly as he had appeared, he vanished, leaving the remaining domains consumed by terror, forever dreading the day he might return. Wow, that was excellent storytelling. I am sure you got chills. Unfortunately, I don't think I have much of a future as a professional book recitalist. A terrible loss for the world, I know. Anyway, it is an interesting story, isn't it? Strange, too. Because on the surface, it almost sounds ordinary. If you have read enough stories, the shape of it feels familiar. A cruel man appears, innocent people die, then he vanishes and leaves ruin behind. It feels so ordinary, which makes me wonder why this one appeared so suddenly. Perhaps I made it without realizing. I was very young then, and there were still so many things I didn't understand. So maybe I took fragments of what little I knew and turned them into a book without meaning to. The boy, the youth, and the present. No, I'm not really up for that one right now. Sorry. I am just not in the right state that story at the moment. Maybe another time. Just not now. You want to stop exploring already? I've seen enough. Okay. Let's ask. If there were chairs and stuff, why did you sit on the floor? I just feel comfortable when the room is completely empty. For most of my life, this place was bare. Just me, the floor and the walls. Then I learned how to decorate it a little. How to make it feel less hollow. And I do like that. But sometimes I still want it stripped back down again. I want to sit on the bare floor and look up at the empty wall. The plain, open quiet of it. Or as I prefer to think of it, the sky. Even if it isn't the real one. Is there one fairy tale you like more than the others? That is a tough question. Actually, no, it's ridiculously easy. There is one tale that opens a whole world of charming nonsense, and the longer you stare at it, the stranger it gets. Creepy cats that appear and vanish just to mess with you. A white rabbit that keeps rushing you like time itself is chasing him. That smug caterpillar speaking in riddles like he's getting paid per confusion. And the Queen of Hearts screaming for heads. All of it swirling around one little girl who stumbles into a place that feels bigger than her imagination. Is this Alice in Wonderland? You know it already, don't you? Alice in Wonderland. And honestly, it's not even the plot that hooks me. It's the world. That eerie, dreamlike logic. On the surface, it's painted with absurdity. But if you look a little deeper, you start noticing things that feel wrong in a way you can't easily explain. Like you weren't supposed to notice them at all. It's fascinating. It's unsettling. And it inspired so many other works for a reason. So yes, Alice in Wonderland is my favorite. What do you mean by a different form exactly? It means exactly what it sounds like. If I imagine myself differently, I can become different. In here, thoughts aren't just thoughts. You're thinking I'm trying to make a fool out of you, aren't you? First of all, you don't need my help for that. And second, I'm serious. Show me. Right. Well, so about that. I will. Eventually. I know how that sounds, but it's a genuinely exhausting process. Ask me again soon, when I've got a bit more strength. How did the furniture get in here? Well, like I mentioned before, I can create things in here. As long as I can picture it clearly enough, the rest follows. Of course, I didn't invent the look of all this from nothing. A lot of it came from books. Descriptions of ordinary human furniture, rooms, layouts. I think I did a pretty good job. You do think so too, right? It's okay, eh? I love it. Really? It is rare for anyone to compliment something I made. Thank you. Let's see, how come you have so many lamps? The better question is, why don't you? Alright, fine. I admit it. 3 lamps might be a little excessive for a room this size, even if 2 of them are small. But I like light. I like seeing where things are. Darkness makes everything feel a little less certain than I would prefer. So yes, I keep extra lamps. For atmosphere. And for my peace of mind. Doesn't it hurt when you snap your neck? It does. But the pain only lasts for a moment. What stays is more like a sharp, unpleasant sensation. An inconvenience more than anything. Bodily pain has become a little too familiar to impress me for long. At some point, even pain can turn ordinary. Then again, one should never underestimate how inventive cruelty can be. So perhaps there are still worse things waiting for me somewhere ahead. I am drifting again. Let us do something else. Talk. We all like food, right? Sweet things, sour things, spicy things. Not that I can really relate, I suppose. I don't really eat or drink. But that does not mean I cannot appreciate the idea of it. I could ask you the obvious question. What flavor do you like most? But I am not here to be predictable. So let me ask you something much better. Imagine I handed you a free sample. Not of food, of an emotion. Which one would you choose? I bet nobody asks questions like that. Probably. Let's see. Confidence. Oh. No, I have no idea. I am trying to figure out what confidence would even taste like. And annoyingly, I am not sure. Something warm, maybe? Caramel? No. Too soft. Toasted nuts? I cannot pin it down. But I do like the choice. talk more. You know, we have not actually talked about colors yet, which feels like a strange oversight. Colors are important. Not that I am exactly drowning in a grand variety of shades in here. Still, I want to know, what is your favorite color? Or are you one of those mysterious people who cannot settle on just one? Or worse, do you somehow hate all colors equally? I should probably just let you answer. Blue. Ah, not the most unique choice, is it? Apologies, that was a rather harsh thing to say. It's not that blue is a bad color, it actually comes in beautiful forms. I am just not especially fond of it, which is a little ironic, I know, considering my obvious affection for ice, water, and all things adjacent to them. But its colors tend to make me feel uncomfortable. It is what it is. This again. Well, I suppose we are far past the care, aren't we? Magic. There. Problem solved. Easy as that. By now you have probably gotten used to the change in here, haven't you? Funny thing though, if I made all the furniture disappear again, it would probably feel wrong to you for a moment, even though the empty room was what you knew first. It's fascinating, the way the mind settles into things so quickly. Give it a little time and even the strange starts feeling natural. It is the same with rooms, really. Fill a space for long enough and your eyes learn to treat the clutter like part of the walls. Then, the moment it is gone, everything feels shockingly open, almost unfamiliar, bigger than it was before, even though the room itself never changed. And then, give it a few more days, and your brain adjusts again. The room shrinks back into normal. The wonder wears off. And suddenly, you are back thinking it is too small. Which makes me wonder, do you think your room reflects you accurately? No, not really, my room is pretty basic. But we'll say yes, it's basically a second version of me. Ah. Okay. Apologies, I was trying to keep my intrusive thoughts from slipping out. If I hadn't, I would have used this as the basis for a perfect insult. Things like, so your room is bland, is not wrong, or so your room is hideous. And now I said it anyway. Ah, right, your room. If your room feels like a second version of you, then that probably means it is a place that fits. A place where the things around you feel like they belong near you. And ideally, a place you have some control over. Although that does open a dangerous little thought. What if someone dislikes themselves and therefore dislikes the room too, because it reflects them? But then, what if they dislike themselves yet still love their room? Would that mean the room reveals something kinder than the person believes about themselves? I may be thinking too hard about this. Then again, thinking too hard is one of the few luxuries available to me. Though with you here, I suppose I don't have to disappear into every thought quite so deeply. Now I am curious, very curious actually, because I can already imagine your room in 10 different ways and I do not know which one is true. But of course, it is not like I can simply peek into your room myself, so I suppose I will have to place it on the list. The one full of things I want to know, see, or experience. And probably never will. I even have a name for it. The list of wishes that will never come true. That is an actual list I keep, yes. Ask. Let's see, wait, you could have stopped those voices the entire time? Huh? Oh, you mean how I just made the noise vanish? No, I couldn't have done that earlier. At least, not properly. When you first found me, I was already worn down. Not exactly in top form. So, dealing with things like that took more out of me than it normally would. But after getting some much-needed rest, I have my strength back. Or enough of it at least. So that is why I could do what I just did. Do you have a favorite color? My favorite color? Perhaps hazel. I've always wanted to have hazel-colored eyes. It does make me oddly happy that you asked, though. Any excuse to talk about myself is naturally a delightful one. He's thinking about something. You know, I have been wondering about something. Your intelligence. Because we already know where I stand. At the top, obviously. I have demonstrated that more than enough. But you are still an unanswered question. Which, to be fair, is not your fault. There are only so many ways for you to prove yourself in here. So I came up with a brilliant solution. A quiz. A neat little test for your intellectual worth. No pressure, of course. It will only decide whether you are clever, or whether I should start addressing you as my cherished little fool for all eternity. But again, no pressure. Now then, what kind of quiz should it be? Let us keep it simple. 5 general questions. Don't worry, it will be a piece of cake. All right, let us begin. What color do you get when you mix red and blue? Let's quick save. Green. I will reveal your final result at the end. Onward to the questions. What gas do humans need to breathe? Carbon dioxide. What do you call an animal that only eats plants? Carnivore. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth? Iron. Which is heavier, a kilogram of iron or a kilogram of feathers? Oops. Oh no. Quick save. Well done. Just kidding, you were terrible. The kind of terribly that deserves to be studied. You didn't answer a single question correctly. Not one. You somehow dodged every correct answer. Even the last one. The easiest one. For both our sakes, I am going to assume you did badly on purpose. Yes, that explanation is kinder to everyone involved. You know what? That was a fun little detour. For me, at least. So, if you feel like challenging your brain again, come back for another round. And perhaps next time your performance will be a little less tragic. Talk. Actually, before we move on to the next topic, let us play a round of 2 truths and a lie. You're wondering why? Heh, wouldn't you like to know? I am being mysterious on purpose. And yes, I am quite sure I have your attention now. No. First we play. Sure. Alright, I think I've had enough time to come up with something. Although, if I'm being honest, I wasn't completely truthful before. It wasn't that I had no ideas. It was the opposite. I actually thought of plenty of games we could play. Just in case. In case there was ever someone else here with me. I just didn't have the nerve to actually suggest any of them. So, I hid behind an excuse instead. A very convenient one. But not this time. No more stalling. Still, I probably shouldn't throw everything at you all at once. That would be a bit too much. So let's start simple. We could play 2 truths and a lie again. Or I have 2 other little ideas we could try. So, what are you in the mood for? Let's play the true and tested. The truths and a lie? Gladly. A quick round then. 1. My natural hair color is not what it is now. It is actually pitch black. A shocking revelation. 2. The first book I ever read was a strange one. It did not come from a shelf. It simply appeared one day, right in the middle of the room. I was very young back then. 3. I hate the ocean, which is a little ironic considering my fondness for water and everything frozen. And yet, something about the ocean makes me deeply uncomfortable. So, which one do you think is the lie? I'm not buying that your real hair color is black. I see. So you thought the lie was about my hair. You were right. That was the lie. Of course everything about me is real and not fake. My hair was never naturally pitch black. Though, I do have to admit, it would suit the outfit rather well. Good job. That was a quick game, but a fun one. Talk. I hate the ocean. The natural conclusion to the little two truths and a lie game we played. Why? It's dark, cold, and far too willing to keep its secrets. It presses down on everything. It stretches so deep that it starts to feel less like water and more like a mouth waiting to close. And yet, I cannot help admiring it. It is beautiful in too many ways to dismiss. It feels endless, alive, fluid if I want to be annoyingly clever about it. And if I ever started sharing everything I know about it, we would be here for a very long time. So, I'll share an ocean fact with you later. That is decided. But first, what about you? What do you think of the ocean and all the things it keeps hidden? Actually, let me make that easier. How do you feel when you imagine yourself standing in front of it? I think I'd feel peaceful. You know, that is what makes the ocean so interesting. All of those answers can be true. Peaceful, lonely, fascinating, frightening. It can be all of them at once without contradicting itself. Standing before it would feel like meeting something I understand, and something that would never understand me back. I'd feel connected and like a stranger in front of it, like being connected to it and completely foreign to it at the same time. Listen to me, I'm just saying random nonsense now. You were probably thinking, what the hell is Mirdin even talking about this entire time? Haha, I only wanted to leave you wonderfully confused, and I think I managed that quite well. Still, there is one thing I am absolutely serious about. We'll have an ocean-related fact. That much is 100% certain. You haven't let me tell a perfect joke in a while. You probably thought my knowledge was limited to this little planet of ours. Heh, you couldn't have been more wrong, friend. Listen up, because now I am going full outer space. There is no such thing as ordinary rain in space. Which makes sense, of course, since there are no clouds out there. Wow, space suddenly sounds much more horrifying now that I have properly realized the lack of clouds. Anyway, that does not mean there is no weather at all. There is something called diamond rain. And yes, it means exactly what you think it means. On Uranus and Neptune, which are indeed real planets in case you were having doubts, diamonds may literally fall like hail. To explain it as simply as possible, the pressure on those planets is so extreme that carbon can be compressed into diamonds, and those can end up falling in enormous amounts. Isn't that thought fascinating? Something people treat as rare, precious, and almost mythical here could be forming in absurd amounts somewhere else. It really does make all our material obsessions feel a little silly. Then again, who cares about piles of diamonds? I would rather have you here than billions of shiny rocks scattered around the room. Now that we've talked about colors, I feel morally obligated to share a fact about one. Well, about one color in particular. Purple. Purple used to be a serious status symbol in the human world. Not because people simply decided it looked important, but because getting that color was absurdly expensive. There was even a famous shade called royal purple, often connected to something known as Tyrian purple. Honestly, the amount of names and shades people can create for one single color is a little frightening, and the way they made that purple was even stranger. It came from sea snails, which sounds almost elegant for about 1 second, until you learn how many snails were needed just to make a tiny amount of dye. An unreasonable amount. So the whole process was slow, expensive, labor-intensive, and apparently smelled horrible, which meant the final dye cost a fortune. And once something costs a fortune, humans immediately decide it belongs to nobles. That is how it got its royal reputation. Not just because it looked beautiful, but because most ordinary people could never afford to wear it. Perhaps I should start wearing purple. It would suit my royal presence rather well. You know what is creepy about time, friend? It does not live in your head as one fixed being. It changes depending on what you feel. When you are bored, time starts dragging itself across the floor, not because it is actually slower, but because your mind has nothing interesting to hold onto. So, it starts gnawing on the seconds instead. It notices every little moment, and that makes each one feel heavier. Fear does something similar but sharper. When something feels dangerous, your brain becomes frantic and alert. It pays attention to everything, and because it is taking in so much at once, the moment feels stretched. Like the world suddenly slowed down just to watch you suffer through it. And then there is the opposite. When time seems to run away from you, usually it isn't time speeding up. It is you forgetting to measure it. When you are absorbed in something, your attention is occupied, so it stops checking the invisible clock in the back of your mind. And later, when you look up, it feels like the hours simply evaporated. So yes, time is not only measured, it is interpreted. And your emotions can rewrite the script. Which is a little terrifying if you think about it. It means the way you experience your life is not only shaped by what happens, but by what your mind does with it, by what it lingers on, by what it magnifies, by what it lets slip away. Have you ever stopped to think about how much power that gives you? How much you can shape your own life for better or worse, just through the way you feel and focus? Humans really are frighteningly... Good Lord. Well, it seems I'm not very frightening after all. Humans really are frighteningly powerful. Well, as promised, let us descend into the big, wide, absurdly vast tube of water. There is far too much to tell, honestly. So, I will simply rapid-fire a few things at you. Brace your brain, friend. The ocean gets dark much faster than people might tend to imagine. Once you get below about 300 meters, it is almost always darkness. No sunlight, no real daytime, just endless dimness. And if you do see light down there, there's a good chance something alive is making it. Oh, and this one is especially good. A dead whale can turn into an entire temporary city. When a whale sinks to the seafloor, all sorts of scavengers and specialists gather around it. What else? What else? Deep sea gigantism is real. Some creatures living in the deep grow much larger than their relatives in shallower water. Have you ever heard of the Hadal Zone? That is basically the ocean's underworld. All those trenches together cover a huge area, but they are scattered apart, isolated from each other like separate worlds. Alright, tiny breathing pause. I fired all of that at you like a cannon. Huh. Surely you memorized everything I just told you, right? If only there was some way to test that. There is, obviously. Quick quiz intermission. What is the ocean's underworld called? The Hadal Zone. Correct. To be fair, I did mention it about 5 seconds ago, so this was less a triumph of genius and more a triumph of basic listening. Still, I believe in giving credit where it is due. Or something along those lines. Anyway, what is next? You do want a break from my lectures, okay? Joke. Heh. I did promise to bring out the finest weapon in my entire arsenal, didn't I? Well then, prepare yourself. I entered a pun contest absolutely certain I would win. But no pun intended. No pun intended. No. Pun intended. Oh, that is excellent. Genuinely excellent. See? I did not overpromise. Ah, I truly am hilarious. How about something a little more lighthearted? The cemetery is the most popular place in town. People are dying to get in. Get it? Because a cemetery is meant to be where the dead rest. So it would be a little strange for the living to be so eager to get in there. If anyone should be interested, it should really be the dead. What? Too macabre? Please. That was tasteful. If you think that was bad, then you have not even glimpsed the darker corners of my genius yet. The next one will be scientifically delightful. Chemically fantastic even. Alright, this one is for the intellectually blessed, which luckily includes you. Heh, what do you call a drink with sodium in it? Never mind. I tried to make a joke about sodium, but I was just like, nah. What a flawless transition on my part. It was like a tiny plot twist. That is how smooth it was. You did get it right. Because Na is the symbol for sodium. And also it sounds like me refusing. So it is chemistry and wordplay holding hands. Although, why is my god also saying Na? Maybe because of all the sodium in my stomach? Oh, that one was accidental. A spontaneous sequel. A bonus masterpiece. 2 perfect transitions in one go. I am unstoppable. No, worse. I am inevitable. I wanted to start a conversation with an ice cube, so I figured I should break the ice. Wait. If I break the ice, doesn't that mean I just murdered the poor little cube before the conversation even started? Huh. What a shattering realization. The whole joke really slid somewhere darker than intended. Poor cube. It never even got the chance to chill. And now I am having a full emotional meltdown over it. Okay. What do you call a pile of cats? Come on, you can guess this one. Say it. A mountain. What a truly perfect joke. Then again, maybe you are more of a dog person. In that case, do you know what a magical dog is called? A labracadabrador. Or maybe you are more of an insect person. Do you know what a rich insect is called? A millipedionaire. That was quite a little bucket of comedy, wasn't it? Though, seriously, if you are an insect person then, well, I am not. I have never even seen one myself, but their descriptions already sound unbelievable enough. Or perhaps I have been wrong this whole time, and you are actually a reptile person. I really am like an investigator right now, aren't I? Honestly, I think I have been quite clever today. So I should probably stop here before this turns into a complete zoo. No jokes for you right now. Advice time. Getting real. Need help with loneliness. Oh, that's easy. Spend more time with me. Lonely? With me here? Please. I'm basically an anti-loneliness device. I need help managing my anger. Start with your body before you try fixing your thoughts. Anger feels mental, but it lives in your muscles first. So you calm the body and the mind has less fire to work with. Sit down. Plant your feet. If that doesn't cut it, lie down. Yes, really. Posture matters. Your body listens to positions the way it listens to words. And if you're still furious after that, cold water, go to a sink, splash your face. It jolts the system just enough to break the loop. Like snapping a rubber band without the pain. What works best against heat? Exactly. Cold water. I need advice about arguing with someone. Just be better. No, I'm serious. If you want to argue well, stop trying to win. Start trying to understand. Winning a debate and being right are not always the same thing. Repeat their point back in your own words. If you can't do that, you don't know what you're arguing with. You're just swinging at shadows. Step 2. Do something that hurts your pride a little. Attack your own position. Come up with the strongest argument against what you believe. Then prepare your counter to that. Because if you can't handle the best attack, the smaller ones won't even scratch you. Preparation is half the fight. And the other half is not turning into a feral animal mid-sentence. Wait, shouldn't I be advising peace and mutual understanding? Right. Forget everything. Just hug it out. I need help dealing with money worries. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask. I've never really had to live inside the money system. So if I give you financial advice, it would be less wisdom and more fiction. I have nothing useful for you there. So honestly, you're on your own. I need advice on how to talk to people more easily. Talking to people is overrated. You could just keep talking with me. I'll keep you company, and I am objectively excellent at it. But fine. If you really want to talk to other people too, here's the trick. Stop trying to perform. You're not on stage. You're just connecting dots with someone who also has a brain full of thoughts. So be direct. Not intense, not pushy. Just clear. Confidence helps, but humility keeps you likable. And you don't need a perfect topic. You only need a first step that gives them room to answer. Ask something simple that can branch into 100 directions. For example, would you rather have ice powers or cloud powers? See, now you're not forcing small talk. You're building a little path. You're welcome. No, really. You're welcome. I need help with feeling behind in life. If you feel like you're falling behind in life, then yes, maybe you are. What? You thought I was about to hand you some gentle little line about how everyone moves at their own pace? Something like, life isn't a race. No, you came to the wrong person for that. If you feel behind, then move. Get up. Push forward. Walk if you have to. Jog if you can. Run the moment you find the strength. Will it be easy? No, of course not. But neither is sitting still and letting that feeling rot inside you. So, if the thought of being left behind is hurting you that much, then use it. Let it irritate you into motion. Let it drag something stubborn out of you. You do not have to become the fastest person alive overnight. You just have to stop standing still. I really could become some sort of life coach. I need help quitting a bad habit I keep justifying. Bad habits are usually very sneaky about it. It is only this once. I had a hard day. It is not that bad. And maybe those reasons feel real. But I don't think that means the habit is harmless. It just means it learned how to sound comforting. I think it helps to be honest in a very plain way, because if you keep defending something that harms you, it gets to stay much longer than it should. So maybe, do not argue with yourself about whether you are allowed to stop. You are, even if quitting it takes many tries. That does not mean you secretly wanted to fail. It just means you are learning how to leave something that got far too familiar. I need advice on how to handle being ignored. Wear a big pink hat with blinking lights. No, wait, that is probably not very good advice. I think the best thing you can do is say honestly that it hurts you. And if they still keep ignoring you after that, then maybe do not keep chasing after someone who keeps choosing not to look at you. You deserve better than having to beg to be noticed. I need advice on how to apologize properly. A proper apology should be honest. Say clearly what you did. Say that you know it hurts them. And say that you are sorry without trying to wriggle away from it. And then, I think, you should let the other person feel however they feel. They don't have to forgive you immediately just because you said the right words. A good apology is not only saying sorry, it is also trying to do better after. I need advice on how to stop comparing myself to others. There is always going to be someone prettier, smarter, louder, calmer, faster. It is a very cruel little game because there is no end of it. Especially if you start comparing yourself to me. That would be terrible, since I am obviously the best. I think it helps to remember that another person's good qualities are not stealing anything from you. Their light does not cancel out yours. It just means there is more than one light in the room. You don't need to become someone else to have worth. You only need to become more fully yourself. Slowly, awkwardly, imperfectly, but still yourself. I need help with feeling unlovable. Maybe you should wear a little sign that says, "Please love me kindly." Though I think I would cry if I saw someone doing that. Feeling unloved is a very cruel feeling, because it does not just make you sad, it makes you start looking at everything as proof. Being lovable does not mean everyone will know how to love you properly, or that everyone will stay. Those are different things. I think you should be careful not to measure your worth by the people who fail to hold it gently. That is not a fair scale. You are someone worth caring for. Even on ugly days. Even when you are difficult. Even when you do not feel bright or special or easy to keep. So maybe, until you can believe it fully, just try not to speak about yourself like you are something that should have been left behind. Because you are not. I need advice on forgiving myself. You could start by putting yourself in a little chair and then sit in front of yourself in another little chair, and then very seriously say, "I am disappointed in your behavior"? No, that sounds more scary than helpful. I think forgiving yourself is very hard, because you already know every mistake you made. You cannot hide anything from yourself. But being cruel to yourself forever does not undo what happened. It only means you keep hurting long after the damage is done. I think the first step is admitting that yes, maybe you did something wrong, but after that, you should also admit that you are still a person who can learn, a person who can do better. Forgiving yourself does not mean pretending everything was fine. It just means deciding that your worst moment does not get to be all that you are. I need help with feeling like a background character in my own life. And what is so terrible about that? Without background characters, people like me would have nothing to stand against. So really, they are essential, even if nobody thanks them for it. Perhaps that sounds a little selfish. Nah. Still, if it makes you feel any better, you are the main character here. I can be the one standing in the background. More gladly than you probably realize. I need help with random embarrassment flashbacks that ambush me. That is actually something even I can't help you with. I still get ambushed by the memory of that one time I tried to balance on my hands and do acrobatics, only to fall flat on my face instead. Sometimes it still returns right when I am trying to sleep. Why did I tell you that? Wonderful. Now I'm going to have embarrassing flashbacks to this conversation too. I need help finding meaning when everything feels temporary. I think temporary things should feel frightening, because if everything passes, it can start to feel like nothing matters at all. But I do not think meaning only belongs to things that last forever. A song ends, a season changes, a candle burns out, and still, none of those things are meaningless just because they do not stay. Sometimes meaning is not in keeping something forever. Sometimes it is in having it all, or at all, in noticing it, in loving it while it is here. I think that is what makes temporary things hurt so much, because they mattered. So maybe do not ask whether something lasts forever. Maybe ask whether it was real to you. And if it was, then that meaning was real too. But don't worry, I will last forever. Well, unless my heart gets pierced by a magical sword and I end up... never mind. I need help because I can't stop imagining worst-case scenarios. Have you tried telling your brain to be quiet in a very stern voice? No thank you. Though I suppose if that worked, you would not be asking me. I think worst-case scenarios can feel very convincing. Your mind keeps offering them to you like it is being helpful. Like if you worry enough, maybe nothing bad can surprise you. But usually, it just means you suffer many times for things that have not even happened. And probably never will. When that starts happening, I think it helps to ask, is this something I know for sure, or something I fear? Because those are not the same thing. And if it is the only fear, then maybe do not treat it like a prophecy. Treat it like a frightened thought. Nothing else. Play. That was actually all I had prepared. Yes, I know. Please don't be too disappointed in me. And please resist the urge to file a formal complaint. I did mean it when I said I had another idea. It is just taking a little longer to put together than I expected. But look at it this way. That just means there is still something waiting for you later. Something to look forward to. It is also a reason for you to come back. So, please be a little patient with me. Let's see. You know, I just realized something. I always assumed it, but I never actually asked. You have seen the sky, haven't you? Funny. After all that talk about the ocean, my mind drifted upward instead. But this time I am being completely serious. So? Obviously. Right. I have read in books that the sky changes depending on the time of day. Dark at night, blue during the day. And not just one blue either, but different kinds. Paler, deeper, dimmer, colder. And then there are the hours where it turns red, or orange, or gold, and sometimes white. And sometimes those strange aurora colors that sound almost made up. Is that really true? Sure. Yes, it can look like that. I knew it. I knew the world could not possibly be limited to one shade. Then tell me something. Is my room a good imitation of the sky? Well, minus the slightly brownish haze, I suppose. I suppose. That's pretty accurate. That makes me happy. Not because I doubted myself, obviously. I am still a genius. That part remains untouched. But hearing you confirm it, I don't know. It feels nice. I managed to reach something real even without ever seeing it. How about a quiz first? Sure. Have you ever heard of something called the placebo effect? Placebo effect. To keep it simple, it is when your brain and body respond to a treatment, even if the treatment itself contains no real medicine. Something like a sugar pill or a fake treatment that only seems convincing. And no, it is not just imagining things. Your expectations, past experiences, and even the feeling of being treated can all influence how you actually feel. Especially when it comes to pain, nausea, stress, or anxiety. But of course, it is not some magical superpower. So please do not throw yourself off a building because you believe hard enough that gravity will become optional. I would miss you. Still, it is a little eerie, isn't it? The brain can take a tiny seed of hope, a little maybe this will help, and turn it into real relief. And because the human brain cannot do anything halfway, it also has an evil twin. The nocebo effect. A marvelous little plot twist. It is basically the reverse. If you expect something will hurt you, or make you sick, or go badly, your body can start cooperating with that fear. More pain, more nausea, more anxiety. All because your brain decided to be unhelpful. So I suppose the lesson is this. Your brain is powerful, but it is also a bit of a troublemaker. Try not to let it push you around too much, alright? Unless you happen to enjoy psychological torment. Believe me, I could go on for hours, but we should save some for later. I'm flattered you want another one, but maybe we should do something else. A story. The boy, the youth, and the present. He still doesn't want to talk about that. How about we explore the room? Alright? Right now it is showing a clear blue sky with fluffy clouds. I think it looks convincing. Beautiful even. Though I suppose I would not really know for certain. I have never actually seen a real clear sky for myself, huh? Alright, truthfully, it's not a real plant. It is plastic. A fraud. I would not even know how to take care of a real plant anyway. Still, maybe one day I will make a whole bed of flowers. A proper one. Someday. It's still doing an excellent job pretending to be alive. This might need a bit of organizing. Why did I put a lamp there? Then again, it does look rather nice. I would honestly love to tell you about all the stories on that shelf. There is the one about the ice spirit nobody had seen in centuries, and the boy trapped in a tower, searching for the person he loved, who was in turn searching for the star at the top of that same tower. And then there is the one about a whole group entering a tournament for the throne, after the last king was murdered. Or, you see the problem. If I start, I will keep going, and then we will be here for quite a while. You can change the track through it too if you want. The whispers. Again. You know, sometimes when I look at it, it seems strangely edible. That is not an unreasonable thought, right? You see it too. It does look a little like cotton candy, doesn't it? Indeed. Okay, yeah, the thought crossed my mind. Exactly. I knew it. See, this is why I trust you. You understand the important things. Not that I ever actually tried it myself. I did not. Really. If you were checking whether it suddenly became edible, it did not. For all its talents as a couch, it is a terrible bed. I may or may not have tried to sleep across it once. From one end to the other, like that was a reasonable decision. It was not. The neck pain afterward was deeply unpleasant. Although, to be fair, my neck still did not snap. Unlike that one time with you. Heh. Well, there is not much more I can tell you about it. It's a couch. A very good couch, yes, but still a couch. If you ever seen one like it in a store, though, I would recommend it wholeheartedly. Yes, it is still just a dresser. Honestly, I don't need that much sleep. A few hours is usually enough to make me feel refreshed again. Although now that I think about it, it is entirely possible I sleep far more than I realize. Time in here is strange. I do not really have a proper way to know what day it is. Well, I did once make myself a clock. A proper one. I even used a 24-hour format I learned from a book. But after I passed day 1000, I got frustrated and smashed it. Happens. This might be my favorite piece of furniture. It is excellent for lying down and staring at the ceiling. Which, yes, is basically just another wall in here. But that is not the point. The atmosphere is different. The bed turns it into an activity. Pick one. He's still not in the mood. Alright, fine. Let us stand in the dark then. Nope, keep it the same. You really are indecisive, aren't you? Or maybe you're just trying to push my buttons. Get it? Because of the lamp and you pushing the button to turn the light off and on, but also the metaphor of... Anyway, light or dark, I will abide by your preferences. We're done. How about a quiz? You're not letting me take one. Tempting. Nope, no jokes either. Nothing to advise. I suppose we'll ask about the furniture again. Well, Like I mentioned before, I can create things in here. As long as I can picture it clearly enough, the rest follows. Okay, same things. Let's say it's mostly a matter of getting used to it. Oh, yes, I suppose that is fair. Let us hope you get used to it quickly then. And if you really do not like it, you can always ask me to hide it again. I can. Can we put the room back the way it was? Yes, of course we can. Done. Interesting. Oh, interesting, so I can just bring it back. Oh, now it goes back, though. Interesting. He won't give me the quiz. Oh, here we go. My bad. Alright. Let us wander into the world of trivia and questionable intellectual confidence. This time I will let you choose the topic yourself. Very generous of me, I know. And I will not make you wait until the end to find out how you did. I will judge you immediately. So, let us see what your mind is brave enough to face. Which topic do you want to venture into? Riddles. Oh, so you want to throw yourself at riddles? How exciting. I should confess something, though. I don't actually like riddles all that much. But watching someone else wrestle with one, that can be delightful. Either fascinating or deeply, deeply funny. In your case, however, based on your earlier performance, there is a very real chance this turns into something less fascinating and more painful to witness. Still, who knows? Maybe riddles are secretly your domain. So, let us not waste any more time. Step forward, brave little thinker. Let the suffering begin. All right, your first riddle is here. Try not to embarrass yourself too quickly. What has to be broken before you can use it? A window. No. To my knowledge, most people prefer their windows unbroken. Well, that was not an inspiring start. But let us stay optimistic. Things can still improve from here. Unless you continue falling down the staircase of failure one step at a time. But I believe in you. Which topic? Again? Here comes the next one. What has many keys but cannot open a single lock? A map. What? That doesn't even make any sense. The answer was a piano. You know, because those white and black things are called keys, and the riddle wants you to think of door keys instead. It is wordplay. You get the idea? That makes 2 out of 2 wrong. A truly inspiring performance so far. Let us hope the next one is kinder to you. Which topic? Same one. Alright, here comes the last riddle. The final little test. So try not to fall apart now. The person who makes it does not use it. The person who buys it does not use it. The person who uses it does not know they are using it. What is it? A bed. No. That answer collapses the moment you look at it properly. Whoever buys the bed usually does use it. And the person lying in it is very much aware of the fact. The correct answer was a coffin. The maker does not use it. The buyer does not use it. And the one using it is too dead to know. Cheerful little image, isn't it? And with that, our little detour into riddles comes to an end. At least for now. Your performance was catastrophically bad. No one correct answer. A clean sweep, but in the worst possible direction. Still, perhaps next time you will improve. I would not bet money on it, but miracles do occasionally happen. You know, I want to step a little deeper into your mind. We already played around with knowledge and quizzes before, but that is not what I mean this time. I am not interested in knowing... I am not interested in how much you know right now. I am interested in how you think. I could circle around it, be subtle, poke here and there and pretend I am not studying you. But where is the fun in that? Let us be direct. We are going to do a rapid little storm of philosophical questions. You answer. I observe. And then I will do my best to read that mysterious little mind of yours. All right. Focus now. Don't overthink. Don't polish your answer. Just choose the first thing your mind reaches for. Is the cup half full or half empty? I'm not gonna save for these questions just because he asked for me to not think. Half full. Is change a gift or a threat? Is a gift. Is silence peaceful or uncomfortable? Uncomfortable. Is hope strength or suffering? Strength. Would you rather be safe or free? Free. Is peace something you find or something you make? You find. Is love something that protects you or something that traps you? Traps you? Is longing beautiful or cruel? Cruel. Is it better to belong or to remain yourself? Yourself. Is routine comforting or suffocating? Suffocating. Would you rather know what you want or know who you are? I would rather know what I want. Is patience strength or just slow suffering? Strength. Is desire something that guides you or misleads you? Guides you. If someone hurts others because they are hurting too, should they be judged or pitied? Judged. Is forgiving someone mercy or surrender? Mercy. Is revenge justice or hunger? Hunger. If a person has suffered enough, does that excuse what they become or not? No. Is it crueler to destroy someone's hope or to let them keep a false one? Hope. If a person is only good because they are watched, are they good? Or merely controlled? Controlled. Is it more terrible to lose your future or your past? Your future. And what if you are destined to lose both? What then? What is someone supposed to do with that? If the past is already gone and the future feels locked in place, if there's nothing left to turn to, and nothing ahead that can still be changed, what does a person like that do? What did you say? Sorry. I got a little too lost in the question. These sorts of thoughts have a way of dragging me deeper if I let them. Don't worry. Are you ready to talk now? Not yet. I really do talk a lot, don't I? Enough that it must get exhausting at times. Or annoying, especially when I am fairly sure you cannot even hear my voice the way I imagined it. This connection between us is fragile enough as it is. I'm sorry if I've become a little insufferable sometimes, but there is also something I promised myself a long time ago. I would stay true to who I am. I would not twist myself into something more convenient just to be easier for others, no matter who they are. So that leaves me in a rather foolish position, doesn't it? Apologizing, and in the same breath admitting I do not intend to change. I know I cannot properly hear you, and I know I still have not found the perfect way for you to let your thoughts reach me. But perhaps we can pretend a little. If there is something sitting heavy in your chest, something you need to let out, then let it out. Tell me to listen and I will. I may not be able to answer, I may not know what to say, but a listening is still something. Sometimes it is more than one realizes. So if you ever need a moment that is only yours, a moment to ramble, vent, unravel, complain, confess, or simply spill words into the air, come to me. I will make sure to listen. No joke. More breaks, advice? I'll try my best to give you some advice, even though I could probably use some myself right now. Listen, sure, I think it would be best if I stayed quiet for now anyway, so take all the time you need. So I'm speaking to him, but he can't really hear me, I bet. Did you get it all out? Or is there still more sitting in your chest? Yeah, I think that's enough. Good. I'm glad. And if there's ever more, you can come back and unload it here. Whoa. Whoa! What a strange phenomenon. Whoa! Oh! Those stubborn little... They... No, stop it, the connection. I said stop. That was exhausting. I just need a little rest. An empty room, a room without light, a room without a sky, a room with no one to share it with, a room made for one, for only one. A boy stood inside it. A boy tracing a painted sky, a boy whose reality began and ended inside that room. An empty room, a reality that did not hurt to face. A reality that was easy to accept. He was a boy inside a room. An empty room. A room without a sky. A room with no one to endure it with. A room that held only one. A youth remained inside a small room. A youth waiting in quiet patience. Waiting for something he could not name. Hope had blurred into uncertainty. Uncertainty had become its own reality. A reality that was growing harder to accept. He was a youth inside a room. It was an empty room. A room with no sky to look up to. A room with no one to share the silence with. A room with no one. The present stood within its cage. The present reached for the same painted sky, but his reality had never stretched beyond those walls. An empty room, a reality that was painful to face, a reality he could no longer accept. He was the present inside the room. It had always been an empty room. It had never held a sky. It had never held another person. It had only ever held one. The boy, the youth, and the present stood inside it together. And not one of them had ever left. Do you care to explain why you went through my writing without my permission? Especially after I explicitly told you I did not want to show you that. You would be upset too if someone did that to you, would you not? So tell me, would you really be that hypocritical? Would you? I'm sorry. You just hit a fragile nerve. Well, what is done is done. You read it. and I doubt it is hard to figure out what that story was about. Or rather, who it was about. Me. Yes, my life, my memories, my experience. If you want, you can think of it as a diary, which only makes your little invasion feel worse. I am tired of this place. No, more than tired. I am sick of it, and I do not think there is any point in softening that anymore. If you were trapped in here too, you would feel the same. Why can't you leave? Ha! I wish I knew. I can't leave. Not for lack of trying. Trust me, I tried. More times than I can count. So there is really no exit. Not that I know of, which admittedly does not mean very much. I still do not even understand what this place is, and I have been trapped here for far too long. There is one thing, one possibility, but no, forget it. What is it? No, there is no point in mentioning it. The chances of ever finding that thing are practically non-existent. At this rate, I would have better luck breaking one of these walls apart with my bare hands before I ever found it. Which thing? You really are not going to let this go, are you? Fine. All right. I do know of a key. A real one. Something that could open whatever is keeping me in here. I even know what it looks like. A small cube. Ha! As if this place needed one more way to mock me. The key to my freedom shaped like the very thing that cages me. But I can't find it. Not anywhere. And no, it's not just lying around where I somehow failed to notice it. This room is far too small for that. If it were sitting in plain sight, I would have found it long ago. So it has to be hidden. Somewhere. In some way I still don't understand. At least, not yet. But maybe? No, I should not ask you that. And yet, what if... What is it? You're human. Maybe that means you perceive things differently than I do. Maybe you notice what I can't. Maybe your eyes would catch something mine keep missing. So perhaps you really could find that key somehow, or at least help me in another way, even if it is only by staying here long enough to keep me from losing my mind. No, this is my burden. I can't just place that on someone else. I can't simply ask for help like that, even if it's you. But I want to help you. Really? You truly mean that? You'd really do that for me? Of course. Yes. You have no idea what it means to hear that. What a relief it is to know I am not alone in this anymore. To feel a hand reaching back when I reach out. You really do give me hope. Hope that... Whoa. He's gone. What did you do with him? Evil everywhere. Don't try or don't trust the false Messiah? What are you talking about? Whoa. Now that is a trippy moment. and it leaves my sight for good. Oh, it actually sets back. Interesting. Alright, that was awesome. That was great. I felt like I was talking to a friend. Or perhaps I was just voicing him. Just for you. I did save many times to see other text, but I don't think I'm going to go back and reveal them, as there's only one ending and this felt more like a therapeutic experience than anything else, so I will leave it so you may go ahead and meet him yourself. And talk to him about your own preferences. See what he says to you. According to your preferences, of course. This was great. I hope you have enjoyed my narration, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.